Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and for today's video we're gonna be doing an Aldi type of video. We're gonna be doing a what's in my makeup travel bag. So we're gonna talk everything regarding makeup and skincare when it comes to traveling. I am in the midst of making some purchases so that I can bring you guys some reviews. I'm still trying to fall back in love with makeup. I felt a little bit out of touch with it, but yeah. So today we're gonna be talking about makeup travel bag, what's in it, some tips for you to keep in mind when you're traveling, and let's get going. So to start off, we're gonna do the makeup first because it's the biggest thing, right, in this video. So we're gonna go through all of that, kind of explain the process of what I put in, what I don't include, and why. We're gonna start out actually with the base. So when it comes to base, I like to have two foundations, and I'll explain why. I like to have one for the day when I'm going out and about. I like to keep the coverage light, and I just like to look more awake and a little bit more evened out. And I like having one at night where the coverage is amped up a little bit and it's more of a medium to full, and I'm not looking so much as to be super dewy, but rather my skin being a little more normal, obviously more even, and a little of correction around the face. So for those two purposes, I always bring the Maybelline Dewy and Smooth Fit Me foundation for the day, and then I bring the Rare Beauty foundation at night. These two foundations just look so good, specifically on dry skin, but essentially so good because they melt into the skin and they don't highlight or emphasize any texture. Actually, I do recommend a lot the Rare Beauty one for either dry or oily skin because it doesn't become dewier as the day goes by. Some natural finish foundations can become a little bit dewier or actually full on dewy at the end of the day. This one, I feel like it really stays natural throughout the day, even if, you know, I sweat a little bit. Once I calm down, so does the skin and it comes back to its original state. So I do like this a lot. When it comes to concealer, I only bring one, and it's the Rare Beauty concealer because this is a very versatile product. I feel like you can manipulate it to whatever you wish for. If you've been following me for a while, you obviously know that I don't like so much coverage. I like to keep it light and natural, but I do like that this concealer, you can actually use it during the day, keep it kind of light, kind of like lift your face a little bit, but you can put it at night, pile it on a little bit more, and get that coverage that you might want to go out at night and have like that full-on glam. So I do like this, and I do like the fact that it's only one instead of two. I find that it can get a little bit bulky if you start getting two of everything. I don't typically set my skin, especially if I'm going to a colder place. Right now I'm going to Cincinatti, so that's really cold right now for me. So I might not set my skin, but I will probably set my under eyes, and for that I like the Hourglass Veil Translucent Setting Powder. It's just super light, doesn't even look like you have powder on, and I love it. I do keep the sample size because I feel like powder lasts me a very long time. I barely use it. I will not spend 60 bucks on a powder, but I love it, and we appreciate it in the sample size. Going into the rest of the face before we go into the eyes, I do like to bring two bronzers. So I have a cream bronzer and a powder bronzer. So for cream, I have the Bondi Bay from Nudestix bronzer, and then I have the Wet n Wild in What Shady Beaches powder bronzer. These are such a great combo. So for during the day, you can use this interchangeably. Like you can either use this one or this one. Because they're so lightweight, this one you can actually pile on and it will never look like you've done too much. I feel like you can be more loose. Like you don't have to be so specific about it. You don't have to be so careful, which I love when I'm traveling more than anything because I don't want to spend so much time doing my makeup or being so detailed about it. I want to spend all the time going out and about. But at night, when you put these two together, it's such a great combination. Plus, this one can actually set this one, which is kind of like a no-brainer for me. But I do like that with this shade I can contour a little bit, and with this one I can tan myself out. But at the same time, if I use a little bit more, I can make it work for makeup during the day. I do like these two. They're very lightweight on the skin, and this one doesn't look like powder when it's on, which I really love. When it comes to blush, I actually decided to go with the Colourpop blush in She's in Bold, and I'm gonna explain why I'm not taking a cream. So one, I've been only using creams lately, and I wanna like get back in touch with all of my makeup. But two, I don't know if you guys have ever tried this, but the Colourpop blushes formula, it's actually a moussey formula. It's not cream or powder. So powder that emphasizes texture, or cream that can get dewy and can like melt away. So what I do like about this is that since it is in a moussey consistency, it's very hard to over apply, and the skin just melts in. And I really like this shade. It's so pretty, and I feel like it's so springy. I don't know, I just kind of want to get into the mood, right? So for highlighter, I do keep talking about this and I do keep using it, but there's a reason behind it. This is the e.l.f. metallic highlighter in white gold. It's so freaking good. So I already swatched it here. You can see how reflective it is. And again, this is a versatile product in the sense that you can apply it very lightly and it'll be going towards a highlight that's kind of from within, or you can, you know, be super intense about it and it'll be a reflective full-on highlighter. And what I like about this is that it does have glitter in it, but it's not the chunky glitter that it just looks weird on the skin, no. And it doesn't highlight the texture, which I really appreciate. But yeah, it's just such a nice color. And I feel like white gold just goes with everything. I don't know, maybe that's me, but I am completely in love with this highlighter. I never stopped using it, which is so weird because I've literally only made a dent in it, but I love it. I'll never stop recommending this product. It's just so good. So to go into the eyes, I usually use, I have a Sephora brow pencil. I don't really think much of brows. It is what it is. But for mascara, I do bring two. So for the lower lash mascara, I use the Maybelline Lash Sensational Mascara. This is such a great mascara for the lower lash line because it really elongates and it really, I don't know how to explain it, but just makes them so dark and long. It just really emphasizes them and I really like that. I don't really like how it looks on my upper lashes, but I really like how it looks on my lower lashes, and I just always bring it with me. I don't bring falsies to travel, it's just a lot of work, but I do use Marc Jacobs mascara, so I have a couple in there, travel size as well. There's not much to it. I don't know the name of this mascara. I think it's At Last. I'm not sure. I will keep it in the description, but I do find that Marc Jacobs mascaras do bring a lot of volume to my baby flat lashes, so which is why I tend to go back to it so many times. Or the Lancome Monsieur mascara. I'm still thinking about purchasing others, but this is what I typically go for. Now, going into the palette that I would actually take with me, this might be a big one, listen up, but it's the Anastasia Beverly Hills Soft Glam palette. It's just so freaking good. Like, it's my favorite, all-time favorite palette. It just has so many neutral tones, but at the same time, it has the red, it has the pinks. So if I want to get a little bit out there, I can do so as well, but I can honestly do anything and everything with this palette. I can just do so much. It's so complete that I don't have to bring anything else with me. So yeah, I really very much recommend it. I don't feel like this ever gets old, but yeah, that's pretty much the basics of what I bring when it comes to makeup. Last but not least, I do bring 3 to 4 lipsticks, and I'll explain why. I have 3 different categories for lipsticks. One is very light, not opaque at all, lip gloss, just because I like having an option to put on, look awake and good, and go out and about and not have to worry at all about my lips. Because sometimes when I eat, it all comes in here. I don't know if it's because I have big lips or I'm just a disaster when I eat. I just hate having to be thinking about that when I'm going out. So that's like my number one option when I go out. Then I have like these medium lipsticks where it's opaque, but it's kind of like a light pink. So I don't have to worry so much about it, but it does, you know, it does look better than sometimes than just a regular lip gloss, right? So I do bring those, and I can change it up between the lip gloss and the lipstick throughout the day. And then I bring an intense color for night. So when I go out and I want to look, you know, a little bit more intense, I can bring that out. And plus, if my lips are intense, I don't have to work so much on my eyes because there's already something that's popping out of my face. So in this case, what I typically bring for the light lipstick category is the Tower 28 Lip Jelly in Almond. I fucking love this lip gloss. It's just so good. It's buttery smooth. It doesn't feel like, you know those lip glosses that feel like sticky? Not at all. It's just good. Like, jelly is the actual definition of what this can be. It's just so good, and it just, if your lips are chapped, it'll just like cover them so smoothly. For the medium category, what I typically go for are these 2 lipsticks. Don't know why, but these are just the ones that I always take with me. This is the Urban Decay lipstick in Backseat. It's just such a nice pink shade that just, it's just so lovely. Just nice to wear on. But sometimes I like to have a cool tone lipstick as well. Depends to where I'm going, if it's fall or if it's like a little bit colder. I like having the option. So I also bring the Morphe cream lipstick in Whipped, which is very like muted mauve kind of lipstick, but it's really, really nice as well. It's all on the same track of just kind of like a nice pink to bring out your lips, but not too intense. Then for the last category, this is the lipstick that I mentioned, I think in my last video. This is the Urban Decay lipstick in No Parking. The perfect true red lipstick if you have medium skin tone. So if you have very fair skin tone, this might be a little too bright, and if you have darker skin tone, this might be a little muted. But this is such a beautiful shade. I kid you not, every time I use this, my lips just take away the night. Like, they just take all of the attention because it's just so, so pretty. This is more on the creamy side. It won't make your lips look super juicy, but it'll definitely bring some light into them, just to keep that in mind. But it does last a long time as well. I do love it. I haven't had a bad experience with it, but I solely use this when I'm going out to drink, never to eat, because that just sounds like a disaster to me. But that's pretty much it. When it comes to makeup, this is exactly what I bring. So I wanted to jump into, just before we go into skincare, I wanted to talk about the brushes that I bring. So before I used to be a little bit more minimal about it, but now I honestly bring quite some brushes, just because I don't like to, and this is something that you can decide, super subjective, but I don't like to use like a brush that is used for something to use it for something else. I just don't like that. So for the foundation, I have this BH Cosmetics. So I did make a video on the cheapest top brushes. So you'll see all of these in there. I will link it here. But this is the brush number 3 on the BH Cosmetics line. This brush is so, so good for foundation. It's honestly one of my favorite. It's really, really good for light coverage and full coverage. I do bring my Morphe and Jacqueline Hill brush. This is the JH08. This is the first time that I went into concealer brushes, and I've never looked back. It's the best brush ever, and I'll never trade it. For cream bronzers, I typically like to use this one just because it's very centered. It's very specific about where the product will land. Like, it's not really big, so I can be very detailed about what I want to do, if I want to contour or not. This is a contour brush from Real Techniques. For the powder bronzer, I like to use the BH Cosmetics number 1 brush. Just super good to do it all around, not have to try that much. For powder blush specifically, I like to use this Firma 103 brush. I think this came from an Ipsy bag, but it's just so, so good. I don't even know how I got it. Then I have this Real Techniques highlighting brush. It's just whatever brush, but it works really well. Just so that you get an idea, I do bring this bag. This is the bag that I tend to bring for my makeup and my brushes and other things. I just feel like it's the right size. It's not too big, not too small, so that everything's too crowded. So going into skincare, more than anything, I do bring my moisturizer and my SPF. This is something that I never ever compromise. I don't have a travel size for any of these. These are from the brand Hero Cosmetics. This is the 4 Shield SPF, and this is the Clear Collective Moisturizer. Again, this one brings 1.65 fluid ounces, and this one brings 2.36. So it's not really an issue for me to travel with them. Not that they're complete by any means, but if they were to be full, I don't have to worry about it because it's not 3 full ounces, which is something to keep in mind if you're traveling. You should not bring more than 3 full ounces for any liquid or cream that you're bringing. So for other skincare products, I got this Mario Badescu skincare line in, I don't know what the line is, but I really like these 2 products specifically. So this is the Gentle Foaming Cleanser. I really like this, and I feel like this is good for either or dry or oily skin because it just leaves your skin cleansed. Like, you can feel it being cleansed, but at the same time it's not too stripping that it like leaves your skin super tight. Then this has become actually one of my favorite ever eye creams that I've ever tried. And I'm not saying that it has bring me like an insane effect because I don't use it every day, I'm not gonna lie, but I do like how it feels. This is a caffeine eye cream by Mario Badescu as well. It does feel very moisturizing, but it's not heavy at all. I don't know how to explain it. It really hydrates the skin, especially my very dry under eyes, but it's not too intense. Some can be very intense and some can be a little too chemically that it makes my under eyes burn. My skin is very, very sensitive, and I feel like this just works really well with my skin. I'm actually gonna keep these once they're done. That's also a really good tip that I wanted to keep in mind with you guys. I have a bag of travel size stuff. I mean, some stuff is big, but most of the stuff is products that I used before and then I just keep so that I can travel with it. So I don't like buying travel size products because to me that's just fucking ridiculous unless I'm trying it. But this one was a gift, so once I'm done with it, I'm just gonna put my regular cleanser and put it in here because again, not gonna buy a travel size to travel. It's just ridiculous. In my mind, it doesn't make any sense. I also know that in Publix or just like any supermarket or pharmacy, they do sell like in packs, like 4 bottles of these, and you can put like different tapes on it. This is no longer conditioner. This is my regular soap. But I do like to save these all the time. Like I have a whole collection of travel size bottles, but then I don't have to struggle when I travel because I have it all in here. I just have to pour it all in. I really recommend you guys, especially if you live on your own and you can't ask mom for any more travel bottles. I can't do that anymore either. I do like to collect them. I like to, whenever I'm done with any product that is travel size, I just put it in the bag and then refill it with anything else I'm using in the moment. That way you don't have to spend in travel size products unless you forget something, but I don't think it's cost effective. Another thing that I wanted to remind you guys, especially if you're traveling, this is specifically directed to my hyperhidrosis people. I know a lot of you have followed me here. I never forget to bring my soap. So this is the Hibiclens soap. This is the one that always works for me. I always bring it in a travel size. I never ever travel or go shower anywhere without this. This is what keeps me sane and smelling good throughout anything. I also bring my clinical strength deodorant. I just try to keep always a smaller size for travel, and I just keep it in the travel bag. So whenever I'm traveling, I don't have to take my regular deodorant. I just get this smaller one, and it just fits better with all my stuff. And also, if you guys want to be able to do this more often than not, I highly suggest you to buy the Hibiclens soap on Amazon. It just comes out much cheaper than buying it at the supermarket. It's ridiculous, the price change. And I can fill my travel size bottle every time I have to travel, so it's great. So for hair is that I'm not gonna do my hair. I typically don't do my hair when I'm traveling unless I'm visiting my parents. So I like to keep it simple. I like to do my hair before I leave, as I did today. Tire down the frizz as the days go by because I'm just not gonna do that unless I'm traveling plus a week. Then that's not happening. So when I leave for a couple of days, I like to keep the leave-in with me. So I typically use my Pattern Beauty leave-in, but I actually got this gifted by my hairstylist. This is the Bumble & Bumble BB Curl Defining Cream. This is not necessarily a leave-in, but it goes along those lines. I'm actually gonna skip this one this time just because I have it here and it's already in a travel size package, so why not do it? And that's pretty much it for today, guys. That was all that I bring for myself. Literally all my essentials that I bring every single time I travel. No matter where I go, this is the makeup, the skincare, the hair care that I take with me every single time to remain glamorous. So that was pretty much it for today, guys. I would love to know what you guys bring in your makeup travel bags. I don't know, I feel like maybe I missed some things, or maybe I'm not as glamorous as I should be when I'm traveling. So if you guys have any specific travel product that you keep with you, that you always have to bring with you, no matter where you're going, leave it in the comment sections below because I'd really like to know that. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!